Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 3 of the LCR 2020 Formula E series, where today we're here back at Homestead, Miami, and this is actually the very first race we've ever done around Homestead in the LCR Formula E Championship. I think it might be the only ever race we've actually ever done in LCR whatsoever around this circuit. A track that I don't know particularly well, especially this layout. This is the mini layout of the track, so you don't really do pretty much any of the oval bar the front straightaway here. So it's going to be interesting to see how we fare around this circuit. But yeah, currently on board with my fastest qualifying lap though, ready for this race. Hopefully we can try and continue on the little streak we've had going so far in the early rounds of this championship here. Obviously we were able to just about sneak the race victory in round 1 over Jork in the dying stages of that race. And then last week at Long Beach, felt a bit more confident, felt a bit more consistent, and we were able to take home the race victory there as well. And heading into Homestead, Miami, this week for round 3, unfortunately Jordan and Ethan, my teammate, aren't able to race this week. Obviously there is a drop round in the Drivers' World Championship, but there is no drop round in the team, so obviously I am going to be the sole point scorer here tonight for our team, obviously unless I disconnect or something goes catastrophically wrong here. But yeah, that would be my fastest qualifying lap, a 56.427 there. There was definitely a lot more time to find on the board, but it was pole position by half a second over LCR Ben there. Typhon in third ahead of Apex, and then Jack with Gods and Scott rounding out the qualifying order there. But yeah, we are ready though for round 3 of the championship here at Homestead, Miami here. And LCR 1, 2, 3, 4 on the grid was exactly, well, only a 1, 2, 3 unfortunately now, but yeah, it still was exactly what we needed ready for this race. And hopefully, yeah, 39 laps ahead of us, we can just keep it clean and consistent and see where we end up. But yeah, the 5 lights are coming on now then. We're going to be going at 2 minutes on the board there, and it is lights out, and away we go there. And that was a much cleaner start than we got last week out at Long Beach there. But yeah, coming down in towards turn 1, obviously we just need to try and keep it nice and tidy here, build up a rhythm in the opening couple of laps of this race there. But already just getting out a little bit loose on the grass there and going for a nice big Tokyo drift through turn 2 and turn 3 there. That was not exactly what we needed off the start of the race there, but you can see heading out on to the back straightaway here. Typhon is going to be all over the back of us here, so we need to try and defend just a little bit as we head down in towards the next couple of corners here, because Typhon is going to have a look and he is going to go full send up at the inside there. Just about gets the front end, but unfortunately, yeah, we just can't quite get the front end around him. So we do slot down into P2 there. So yeah, Typhon now leads this race here at Homestead Mining here. So hopefully we can try and hold on and stick close to him as we head through the final couple of corners of lap 1. They're getting a much tidier run through the final turn there as we head down the start-finish straight here. It's going to be side by side as we head on to the second lap of the race there. So who is going to come out ahead as we head through turn 1 there? Typhon's not giving up with it there, and he's actually going to be able to get nice and tidily on the brakes there, hooking it right around the outside of ourselves there. So he does hold on to the race lead there, and yeah, fantastic job by him as we now head through turn 2 and turn 3 here on the second lap of the race. And obviously we need to try and apply the pressure, not make the same mistakes that we did at round 1 back in Rio, obviously, where we let Jordan build up a bit of a margin and then started to make mistakes in the second half here. And yeah, you can see Typhon just that little bit earlier on the brakes there, so we're going to repeat what he did to me 1 lap ago there and now move ourselves back up into the lead of the race here as we head through the final couple of corners of lap 2 here. But yeah, Homestead is a very sort of weirdly intricate track on this game, you know. In this car especially, it's all about riding the curbs to get a little bit lucky with just trying to use a bit of the grass to get the front end rotated through there as we get a bit of a better run out of the final corner than Typhon just behind us here. So that was exactly what we needed as we head down in towards turn 1 there. Just open up a little bit of a margin here as we try to ride the curbs as best as possible there. Once again, just getting caught out a little bit on the grass there, but luckily this time around we keep it nice and tidy there as Ben and Typhon actually behind us are starting to have a bit of a battle here. So now we've got a golden opportunity. We need to just try and break away in the early stages of this race. You can see both of them now already costing each other a fair bit of time as we head in towards the end of lap 3 here. And yeah, like I said, this could prove a golden opportunity for us in this race just to try and build up this margin and see where we end up in this race here as we come through the final couple of corners of lap 3 there, and already now skipping on to lap 22 there. And yeah, I took that opportunity and really tried to run with it here. Typhon would make his pit stop just recently there, but you can see he was still battling with Ben, and Ben's, you know, a good sort of 1,500 feet behind us at the moment here. And, you know, we were just trying to be quick but careful. I think it's probably the right way to describe it there, as you can see coming towards the back of Jack Tudor here on the end of lap 22 here, just over the halfway stage of this race here. We were just trying to keep it clean and tidy just behind him here, and he was going to let us through as we head out of the final couple of corners here, but we're going to get a nice tidy run, so we're going to dive it in to the pit lane here on the end of that lap, and it's going to be interesting to see what Ben is going to do as well here. You know, is he going to try and take the lead of that race there, or is he just going to try and dive it in as well? Typhon had sort of caused us at the top end of the field to all try and make our pit stops about the same time as him, obviously, so you don't try and get undercut, or at least if you do, you've got plenty of time to try to combat it in this race here. Obviously, the pit lanes on Forza can still be a little bit weird at the end of the day there. But yeah, Ben would dive it in as well there, so we would come back out in the lead of the race there. So quite happy with that one as well there. As you can see, it's going to be very, very close, I think, between Ben and Typhon in this race once again there. They're going to be very, very close to the exit out of the pit lane here. But as we head towards the end of lap 37 here, like I said, we were just slowly but surely building up that margin, you know, just a little bit each and every lap here, and just trying to be consistent, and obviously also worrying a bit about the fastest lap bonus points as well that could potentially come from this session here. So on to lap 38 we go. This is going to be my fastest lap of the race here. We'd already set a 55.799 here, but diving down in towards turn 1, back down into second gear there, really getting as close but not clipping the grass there through turn 1. I couldn't have done that much closer if I tried there, and just trying to keep it tidy through this next complex of corners here. Get on the power nice and early as we head out onto the back straightaway here, and then trying to give ourselves the shortest run down this straight. We're about a 10th down on my previous lap at the moment here as we head down in towards one of the biggest braking zones on the lap here. Ride those curbs nice and tidy there, and then take as much grass as you can through both of these double right-handers there. Try to get the front end rotated through there, get nice and wide on the exit, opens up the run in towards the penultimate couple of corners there. But riding it through the final chicane there, get the front end rotated nice and tidily through there. Didn't look like the fastest run in the world on the replay there, but it was actually, yeah, a very, very good run through there, and it was going to be a 55.655 there, so my fastest lap of the evening now as we head on to the final lap of the night there. Needed to get that lap in nice and tidily towards the end, but perhaps the 55.7 would have been good enough. You just never quite know at the end of the day there as we head through the final few corners of this race there. And yeah, just like just like Long Beach even, I should say, last week, hey, just able to slowly but surely build up that margin. Obviously, Long Beach was a bit of a weirder circuit. Obviously, the walls are very, very close. It can be quite easy to make a few mistakes there and really upset your rhythm, but luckily that didn't quite happen to us. But Homestead, you know, it can allow for a few small mistakes here and there. It's quite an easy track to make mistakes as you're constantly trying to open up the corners as best as possible here. But through the final couple of corners then of the race, we're going to come out of the final corner there. Horrible run out of the final corner, but down towards the finish line though, it is going to be 3 from 3 in the LCR Formula E League there. A little bit of a donut as we head over the start finish line there. But yeah, that was absolutely what we needed there. Obviously, Jordan and Ethan not there. We needed to be able to take home the race victory there, and Typhon is going to come through for P2 at the end of the day. They just about get the advantage over Ben in the end there, with Jack in 4th, Apex in 5th, Scott in 6th there, and Rosenquist in 7th there. So yeah, now we're in a bit of a weird sort of stage of the championship. Obviously, we've now got a theoretical, quite a big margin at the top, but obviously, when you take the drop rounds into account, we are going to lose that a little bit as well there. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Do get yourself subscribed if you're new around here and you do want to see more of the LCR Formula E League. But yeah, we will be back next time out. I'm not too sure where. It might be Germany. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.